Hi friends, my name is Aki Dearest. One of my more memorable animes is Fooly Cooly, a symbolic coming-of-age story filled with robots, bullets, guitar smashing, panty shots, eyebrows, curry diarrhea, head boners, vagina boxing, and... Wait, what was this anime about again? Assuming you're a Fooly Cooly fan, we're going to attack as many interesting facts, Easter eggs, and metaphors that this anime had to offer. Warning, this video is going to be filled with spoilers, obviously, and it's highly recommended that you have watched the entire anime. That anime is random enough as it is. So let's go! Number 1, Fooly Cooly.
It's time to lay it on the line. What does Fooly Cooly mean? I don't know.
So what does Fooly Cooly mean? Well, the most common answer from fans is that it was a combination of the words breast fondling and twisting. And I'll admit I thought this too. And well, it would make sense considering in the anime the father uses it in terms of sexual play.
So he must be doing it. I know he's doing it. Doing it. Fooly Cooly.
So, living in the same house, you two are already Fooly Cooly, I see.
Who cares if it's Fooly or Cooly?
But you're still thinking about doing it tonight, aren't you?
In episode 3, Haruko is found saying footy while playing with Naota's cat ears.
Don't touch me there.
Furry.
Not the ears.
Furry.
So, take footy and cooty. It would make a lot of sense to the anime. Unfortunately, this is wrong. The words Fooly Cooly have no meaning whatsoever.
You are useless! What are you talking about?
Every character who has ever used the words Fooly Cooly have used it in completely different contexts.
Flicked on a clipple waiver symptom.
Fooly Cooly.
Fooly Cooly.
Who cares about Fooly Cooly anyway?
And the answer stays as Fooly Cooly being nothing more than gibberish. If anything, the words Fooly Cooly were only used for comedic purposes in the show.
It's the climax!
More like anti-climax. Sorry guys. Number 2, the Never Knows Best cigarette. The director said that the cigarette was actually on an old postcard he had, but it originally said Join London, and that he believed that it was hand-printed on the cigarette. So he decided to mimic the concept. But what does Never Knows Best mean exactly? He quoted saying, "How can I say it? There's a best way and not everyone can follow it. No one knows the best way. I thought it reflected Mamimi's belief that there's no future, that it had a nuance that she said she's given up on life." I think I get what he's saying. No one really knows what the best option is in life, so in a sense, never knows best. It's kind of morbid, but beautiful at the same time. Number 3, Naota's soft drink. In the first episode, Naota takes a sip from the soft drink and complains that it's too sour and that he would much prefer sweeter drinks. Now, considering that Naota is symbolic for the average kid trying to act like an adult, he drinks it anyway, being pressured by Mamimi. Mamimi obviously representing a simple teenager, but is seen as an adult in Naota's eyes. By the end of the entire series, Naota repeats the scene again and still implies that he hates sour drinks. This was a metaphor that he's not ready to grow up. He would much prefer to stay with sweeter drinks. Sweet implying something much more appealing to children. Number 4. There was only one real guitar in Fooly Cooly, and that was Naota's white V guitar. The rest were actually basses. But I'm guessing all of you probably knew that already. I apologize. The significance of this was to symbolize that the one who held the guitar was the protagonist, because in a band, the lead guitarist is usually the one that carries the melody. The significance of the bass represented the kind of character holding it. Haruko owned a Rickenbacker bass, which she smashed into Naota's head. This represented Haruko forcing adulthood into Naota. Haruko represents the young adult ready to take on the world and craving true adulthood. Adamisk, the Pirate King, represents adulthood itself, which would make a lot of sense explaining Haruko's infatuation with him. In episode 6, in the final battle, we see Naota holding both his guitar and Adamisk's bass. This symbolized the struggles Naota has trying to mature, but he's still living as a child. Basically puberty. Yeah, isn't that weird? The instruments just represented puberty. Also, it's kind of funny how in the Pillow's music video Ride on Shooting Star, the blue Fender being played almost resembles Haruko's Rickenbacker. I don't know if that was by coincidence or on purpose, but I still love you so well, Yamanaka, you sexy ass mother. Number 5. Episode 3 was titled Marquis de Carabas. In English from French, this translates to Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots was a French fairy tale about a king and a cat. In the episode, Ninamori and Naota are casted as leads in an unnamed play. But I'm like 99.9% sure that the play is exactly what the episode is titled. Naota gets casted as the cat, which ironically, he just happens to grow cat ears in this episode.
Like cat ears. Perfect to play a cat.
Number 6. In episode 1, we find Naota and Mamimi on a bridge late at night where Naota asks Mamimi her reasoning for her interest in his brother. She recites her own little poem.
Or like a panda with a mean face. Or like sandals with pressure points drawn on them. Or the smell of a blackboard eraser. Or a Sunday morning where you wake up and it's raining.
I know at first this just sounds like a bunch of random nonsense, but if you look at it, she's actually naming things that are unpleasant. A panda with a mean face is an expression you wouldn't usually want to see on a cute little panda. Waking up to rain doesn't usually make you eccentric. All the things that she listed in the poem are things that don't meet your expectations, like getting free bread and finding out that it's stale. So saying she likes his brother more than hard bread, I would assume she's actually trying to say, he hasn't disappointed me like these other things in life, and I like him for that, which is actually pretty beautiful. Number 7, in episode 5, we catch Haruko riding her base in a red bunny suit who shouts out her attack. This was actually a really fun Easter egg referencing an old anime called Daikon, which was an anime established before Gainax Studios was formed. They then repeated this Easter egg in Gurren Lagann episode 6. Number 8. There was actually a lot of questions regarding Ninamori's USSR sweater. Now, although the actual explanation wasn't said, I found a little bit of information that might actually answer the significance behind her sweater. Adamisk the Pirate King was actually named after a novel that the director himself used to read. The novel was a fictional story regarding the Cold War. Cold War obviously involving the USSR. In Fooly Cooly, Adamisk is a being that Medical Mechanica has been trying to capture. The fact that Ninamori's father is the mayor of Mabase obviously must be involved with trying to capture Adamisk. Ironically, Adamisk is also a weapon that can be used for war. So, in short, the USSR sweater might have actually been just another Easter egg referencing the Adamisk novel. Number 9. Contes Logo that flashes in episode 1 was actually a combination of 2 kanji symbols. The symbols placed side by side actually translate to adult. This symbol then appears again in episode 4 before Naota swings the bat. However, by the end of the anime, the symbol that pops up isn't adult, but rather 2 kanji symbols that spell child. This symbolized Naota's entire transition of coming of age in Fooly Cooly. He started off trying to be an adult, but by the end of the series, he concludes that he's still just a child, very similar to the concept of the soft drink. Also, another fun fact, Conte was originally not supposed to be part of the story at all. Everyone on the staff believed that the story could have been done just fine without a robot. But the director wanted a robot really badly in his anime and drew one up anyways, and basically forced it upon his staff. Number 10. The hand monument in Fooly Cooly was actually a photograph render of the director's hand. The Vespa used in the outro for Fooly Cooly also belongs to Kazuya, and he wrote it quite often. Also, is that a photograph of him in the fight cloud in episode 3? Kinda looks like it. Nah, what do I know? Number 11. The cast actually had hardly any professional voice actors at all. Kazuya cared more about the soul of the voice actor rather than the reputation, even though he thought that the professionals were the way to go. Though it's really funny when you think about the fact he casted Hideaki Anno to play Miu Miu, the cat. The fucking creator of Evangelion voice acted the cat. Look, it says it in the credits. See, wait, what? The fuck? Well played, Kazuya. Well played. Number 12. Speaking of Evangelion, the show actually hid a couple of more Easter eggs referencing that anime. In episode 2, Naota says that his father wrote a book called The Deep Mysteries of Eva.
What's he talking about?
He wrote a whole book on the deep mysteries of Eva.
Also in episode 3, the bandages worn by the teacher are very similar to that of Rei's, yeah? Number 13. The director said that from his experience, those who were left-handed swinging the bat seemed to be more carefree and laid back than those who swung with the right. Thus why he gives this specific trait to Haruko and Naota's brother. This would also explain Naota's similar interest in both of them. The same was said about curry, believing that those who liked spicy things seemed more free. Now Kazuya admits that yeah, this sounds pretty silly, but he incorporated this trait into Haruko for the hell of it. Number 14. A huge chunk of the budget and time invested into the anime was actually put into the manga scenes. But, you know, you probably already got that considering they blatantly just said it in the anime.
It's hard to be in manga form. It takes time and it's a lot of work. After the first episode, they said not to do the manga thing again, but then we get accused of being lazy, right?
The staff said that it was one of the most complicated and tedious projects that they have ever worked on, and begged Kazuya to never make them do it again. But did that convince him? No, not at all. He loved it too much and made them do it again for episode 6. Kazuya, you son of a bitch. I love you. Now, there's a lot more facts about Fooly Cooly that weren't covered simply because there's not much really to go in depth about. But regardless of the countless amounts of references and Easter eggs this anime holds, I can agree that Kazuya Tsurumaki basically took everything he thought was cool and just shoved it all into one anime and gave it purpose. And that's why this anime is so damn good. At first glance, what you think may be random and pointless, just look a little closer and you'll see the beauty of this anime. So what did you guys think? Any other Easter eggs I should have covered? Any other animes you think I should dissect? Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet for more anime content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!